Why, where in the world is everybody? It's time for the Country Corner. Hi there, friends. Welcome to the Country Corner. I'm your host, Joe Allison, and bless your little old thumping gizzards, I'm sure glad you could join us today for country music time. Here at Armed Forces Radio and Television Service, boy, we're converting everybody. Everybody in the world is a great booster of good country and western music. Yes, sirree. Just like Bud Whittam was saying. You know, when I first started doing this show, Country Corner, I could hardly stand this stuff. And now I can stand it pretty well. So we're winning. Yes, we are. We're going to start off today with Patsy Cline. And a little different kind of a record for Patsy than she's been doing here lately, but it's real entertaining. We think you'll like it. She sings about the tra-li-la-li-la triangle. And that's, friends, you can't hardly get down to them no more. All right.
I've got my life in such a mess, and I don't know what to do. How can I live in this old world and be in love with two? If I said goodbye to my first true love, my heart would break in two. For I'm halfway still in love with him and half in love with you. Tra-la-la-la-la, triangle, tra-la-la-la-la, triangle, tra-la-la-la-la, triangle. My life's in such a tangle, tra-la-la-la-la, triangle, tra-la-la-la-la, triangle, tra-la-la-la-la, triangle. What'll I do about you? I saw you at the movie show just the other day, but I was with my other love, so I looked the other way. I didn't want to hurt him, couldn't bear for him to see the way that I would look at you and the way you look at me. Tra-la-la-la, triangle, tra-la-la-la, triangle, tra-la-la-la, triangle. My life's in such a tangle, tra-la-la-la, triangle, tra-la-la-la, triangle, tra-la-la-la, triangle. What'll I do about you? Tra-la-la-la-la, triangle, tra-la-la-la-la, triangle, tra-la-la-la-la, triangle. My life's in such a tangle, tra-la-la-la-la, triangle, tra-la-la-la-la, triangle.
Tra-la-la-la-la, triangle, da-dee-dee-up-a-da-bum-bum-bum. Patsy Cline, tra-la-la-la-la, triangle, huh? It's kind of a silly song, but it's got a nice little sound to it, and Patsy sure is a good singer. Of course, I don't believe in those triangle affairs myself. No, sir. When I go out, it's with my old lady. That's right. No, that's the truth. You know, outside of when the stove blew up last spring, we haven't hardly been out of the house together, you know, and I can't tell when. I took her the other night to see that picture, Lawrence of Arabia. Have you seen that yet, Bud? It's quite a thing. You know, that's about the longest we've been out together since our honeymoon. That's right. I understand it's a very expensive motion picture, though. It costs $2 million. And that's for the intermission. That's right. You know, the people in Texas aren't impressed with the cost. I understand it did cost about $10 million to make the picture, Lawrence of Arabia. In fact, I was talking to a guy in the lobby of the theater after the show, and I said, what do you think about this picture? He said, $10 million to make it. He said, why, son, I spend more than that on my home movies. I said, you're from Texas? He said, you have to ask? And I said, no, sir, I sure don't. I had to leave Texas. I couldn't get my passport renewed. I'm too short, bud. They ran me out. I have to detour around it. Marty Robbins, though, says forgiveness is the essence of something or other. In fact, it's the essence of making money when you write a hit song with forgive in the title. It's an old Southern proverb, and this is called Won't You Forgive, Marty Robbins.
cave. But now I've confessed. What more can I do? What more can I say? I know we could live if you would forgive. I'm so sorry, dear, for things that I've done. But if you leave me now, then who'll be to blame? You'll be the one. It's all up to you. Please won't you forgive? There's so much to lose if you leave me. I still love you so, please believe me. I've done all I can. I'm down on my knees. One little chance is all that I ask. I've even said please. It's all up to you. Please won't you forgive?
My, that's it. Yes, sirree, Bob, the Marty Robbins. Just about the hottest singer around anywhere. And we'll have to cool that boy off somewhat there. He gets much hotter, he's going to be just about the biggest singer in the history of mankind. He can't do any wrong, huh?
Is it true he's got a fireproof money belt?
Fireproof money belt. Oh, boy, that's funny, bud. Hey, I'm telling you, speaking of money, we kid the guys from Texas a lot, you know. But, boy, if you made dough like some of those guys do down there, I mean, it's almost impossible to count that high. Did you hear the story, and it's supposed to be true, about the expectant housewife in Texas who got an overpowering craving for mints? So her husband bought her Fort Knox? It's supposed to be a very true story, yeah. No, what is the original story about that? When Alaska was first admitted to the Union, they said, boy, you better behave yourself. Said, we've got the biggest state in the Union now. You're no longer... So I'll tell you what we could do. Said, why, we could take the... How's it go about the fence? The guy from Texas was saying, oh, we have more cattle, more oil wells, the whole thing. And the guy from Alaska says, oh, look here, boy. Said, we have so much gold in Alaska that we could build a fence around the entire state of Texas. So the Texan says, well, go ahead, sonny. If I like it, I'll buy it. Isn't that the original one? Yeah. Of course, we producers and performers and engineers here in Hollywood, you know, like our staff here who work in showbiz, pardon me being a business dropper there, but we who work in showbiz don't care about those big fortunes. We make that much dough in a day. Like I have a new Cadillac convertible. I do. My producer bought it for me this afternoon. We were stopping to look at one. I said, I'll take that one. Bud said, look, I'll get this. You got lunch. You know, that's the way it goes. We trade things like that all the time. We're going to do one by another rich country music entertainer. His name is Billy Walker. And, boy, he has nothing but hits. He had one called Charlie's Shoes, then Willie the Weeper was a big hit, and now he's got another one called I've Got a New Heartache. Billy Walker.
You're back in town again, spreading talk around that I'm still in love with you. Though you let me down, I hate to admit it, but I guess the talk is true. Or else you wouldn't make my heart ache the way you got a new heartache about an old sweetheart that left me for somebody new. I've got a new heartache about an old sweetheart, and that's why I'm feeling so blue. Why did you turn up again? I was doing fine. I had another sweetheart to drive you from my mind. I thought I'd forgotten you, but I know that it's not true, or else you couldn't make my heart ache the way you do. I've got a new heartache about an old sweetheart that left me for somebody new. I've got a new heartache about an old sweetheart, and that's why I'm feeling so blue.
Okay, Billy Walker. I got a new heartache about an old sweatshirt. Sweetheart. I think Ray Price did the first country music version of that, and now we're all set for a revival of a song that's been a big hit in the past. Johnny Horton, when he got killed in that terrible car wreck a couple of years ago in Texas, still had recorded for Columbia Records, you know, in the can, as we say, a lot of sides that haven't been heard before. Some of the records that you hear today by Johnny Horton are reissues. Some are tunes that have never been put out before. This one, I'm a One-Woman Man. I really can't remember if it's been issued before or if it's a brand new release. I really don't know. If it was issued before, I don't think it was a very big hit. But it's kind of a new release right now. And we've got the fabulous Johnny Horton to entertain us today on the Country Corner with his release of I'm a One-Woman Man. It's a new one that's out on Columbia Records. Speaking of being a one-woman man, it always reminds me of my Uncle Si. He was quite a guy. He was a one-woman man if there ever was one. In fact, he kept telling Aunt Ermentrude every day of her life she was as pretty as a picture. In fact, he got to believing it himself till one day he tried to hang her.
If you told me that you loved me, I would feel so proud. If you let me hold you, honey, I'd holler out loud. I'll never love another, even if I can. Oh, come to me, baby, I'm a one-woman man. Won't you let me, baby, just to kind of hang around? I'll always love you, honey, and I'll never let you down. I'll never love another, even if I can. Oh, come to me, baby, I'm a one-woman man. I'd climb the highest mountain if it reached up to the sky. To prove that I loved you, I would jump off and fly. I'd even swim the ocean from shore to shore to prove that I loved you just a little bit more. Won't you let me, baby, just to kind of hang around? I'll always love you, honey, and I'll never let you down. I'll never love another, even if I can. Oh, come to me, baby, I'm a one-woman man. Won't you let me, baby, just to kind of hang around? I'll always love you, honey, and I'll never let you down. I'll never love another, even if I can. Oh, come to me, baby, I'm a one-woman man.
Yeah, Johnny Horton hadn't sung 5 notes till it come back just clear as a bell. That is a reissue. He did have it out before, and it did cause quite a lot of attention. We hope it's a hit all over again for Johnny Horton. Leroy Van Dyke, he's got a good one. It's the story about the 5 little steps. And here's Mr. Van Dyke.
I kissed my darling Susie goodnight and told her I'd see her next day. I was on my way home when I heard those shots and saw that man running away. 5 steps away from the scene of the crime, that's where I stood when they nabbed me. 5 steps away from the man who was shot, that's where the sheriff grabbed me. Why did I pick up that smoking gun? Why did I have to be the one? 5 steps away from the scene of the crime, 5 steps away. 4 steps away at my courtroom trial sat a man with a scar on his cheek. He was the one I saw run away after dropping his gun in the street. As I heard sentence passed on me, life in the penitentiary, I sat 4 steps away from the man who was guilty, 4 steps away. 3 steps away from the jailhouse door, I saw my chance to escape. I had to see Susie one more time, just had to make that break. I ran like I never ran before. Now here I am at Susie's door, 2 steps away from my darling's door, 2 steps away. Susie rushes to my arms, I tell her there on my trail. But I had to see you one more time before I go to jail. With tears in her eyes, she's telling me that man confessed and now you're free. And I was 1 step away from a life without Susie, 1 step away. I was 1 step away from a life without Susie, 1 step away.
I'm awfully glad sometimes I don't have a coldly logical, analytical mind, because while he's running from the police, the other guy confesses, and by the time they catch him at Susie's door, everything's cool, you know. Okay, Herman, we were running so hard to catch up with you to tell you you're free to go. Sure, it works like that. Okay, how about the Queen of Country Music, friends? We get a lot of requests for Kitty Wells numbers. As you know, for a long time, for the Decca record people, she's been just about the top seller of country and western songs. Here she is, the first lady of country songs, Kitty Wells. Is it asking too much?
Just a year ago, you promised when we married that you'd never do a thing to cause me pain. Now the one you vowed to cherish you've forgotten, and these awful things I hear have caused me shame. If there's someone else, be big enough to tell me. I'll be big enough to wish the best for you. I should be the first to know if you don't love me. Is it asking too much just to know the truth? Is there any truth in what I hear want someone more than me. Just say it isn't so, and I won't doubt you. You're the one I love, the one that I believe. If there's someone else, be big enough to tell me. I'll be big enough to wish the best for you. I should be the first to know if you don't love me. Is it asking too much just to know the truth?
There she was, Kitty Wells. As you know, she's married in private life to Johnny Wright, who is one half of the famous singing group Johnny and Jack. And whenever they go out on the road, they go together as a unit. Johnny and Jack along with Kitty Wells. And their daughter, Ruby, is a singer, and their son, Billy, is an actor. In fact, I think he has a regular role in the new television show called McHale's Navy. Is that the name of the series? Yeah. Very big blonde-haired boy, and he's a rock and roll singer and a very fine actor. So there's a showbiz family, boy, from the word go. Miss Kitty Wells, you've asked for her many times, and we'll be bringing you all of her new releases as they come our way. Here's a new one by Carl Ballou, one of everybody's favorites, and the story of Pretty Brown Eyes.
You say it's over now, but it's easy to see. You still belong to him. You're not happy with me. You can hide all your feelings until he passes by. That's when I see the blues in your pretty brown eyes. Your pretty brown eyes keep telling me lies, but they can't hide the hurt. With a smile of disguise, you can hide all your feelings until he passes by. That's when I see the blues in your pretty brown eyes. Your pretty brown eyes keep telling me lies, but they can't hide the hurt. With a smile of disguise, you can hide all your feelings until he passes by. That's when I see the blues in your pretty brown eyes. Pretty brown eyes.
Yeah, that's pretty music there by Carl Ballou and Pretty Brown Eyes. Where's Eddie Dean? He's got a warning for Jimmy. He says you better skedaddle, good buddy.
There once was a boy, his name was Jimmy Dean, a Louisiana lad from the Bayou country. He loved the girl, but her brothers did object. They swore if they caught Jimmy, they'd break his neck. Run, Jimmy, run, the tide's about to rise. cry. Hear them hound dogs coming down the slough. Run, Jimmy, run, they're coming after you. Tide is a-rising, tide is a-rising. He lived across the bay in a bamboo teepee with the crawfish and the whippoorwills to keep him company. But when the tide goes out across the swamps he'll wade. He'll walk a mile through quicksand to see his bayou made. Run, Jimmy, run, the tide's about to rise. Run, Jimmy, run, you could hear her cry. Hear them hound dogs coming down the slough. Run, Jimmy, run, they're coming after you. Tide is a-rising, tide is a-rising. One night he stayed too late, he was about to leave, but then he heard her brothers coming. The tide was rushing in, her brothers were behind them. It for them was the sea. They knew that if they didn't run, they never could be free. Nearly reached the shore when they heard a crashing sound. The tide came rushing in, the waves pulled them down. They say sometimes at night when the tide's running high, across the swamp you can hear the bayou maiden cry. Run, Jimmy, run, the tide's about to rise. Run, Jimmy, run, you can hear her cry. Hear them hound dogs coming down the slough. Run, Jimmy, run, they're coming after you. Tide is a-rising, tide is a-rising, tide is a-rising, tide is a-rising.
Well, it appears that country corner time is dwindled away again, and as our guitar pick sinks slowly in the west, we'll pick up our mandolins and our steel guitars and bid fond adieu to this Isle of Merriment known as Country Corner. But we'll return, never fear, again on the morrow, good friends, and thank you so much for being with us today. This is Joe Allison on behalf of the boys and girls that make the country music, saying goodbye, good luck, thanks for listening, and right if you get work.
Come get me, Mother. I'm through.
The Country Corner has come to you through the worldwide facilities of the United States Armed Forces Radio and Television Service.